day, fellow Amberlanders. This is Silas Atekfo. This message is a clarion call to all Ambazonians who love diplomacy and who understand the value diplomacy plays in this our liberation struggle. It's been a couple of years now, and there has never been a time in this our revolution that diplomacy have been as intense as it is right now, and as important as this moment. At the same time, diplomacy and the self-defense actions on the ground are very, very vital, and they go hand in glove. The actions currently going on in the diplomatic field they're so important that I don't want our people, especially those who know the value of this diplomacy, to take their eyes off the ball. And it's not only about just talking. There is need to mobilize human capital and financial resources around the efforts that we need to push our diplomatic actions from all the different angles. And there is also some need for coordination. We have seen the actors in the last quarter of this Ambazonian revolution. We've actually seen those who have pushed the moves, those who are at the forefront of this diplomacy, regardless of whatever is purported out there when it comes to actually representing. We have seen those who have been on the international stage. There is therefore no gainsaying for anybody not to put resources where it's needed. I'm actually saying this as a call for all diplomacy lovers, especially also to the different movements who want to do diplomatic actions, to look at the diplomatic field and actually see the different Ambazonian actors that are representing our people. Give this support and make sure that their contributions are noted, if that is what they want, and so that it should be a combined effort of all of us, despite the fact that we know the actors who are actually touching the corridors of power to make sure that our case is heard. At this particular moment, the American lawmakers have reached their agreement. That means the American people have taken their stand on the issue, on our case, by virtue of the Karen Bass House Resolution 358 and this Jimmy's Senate Resolution 684. So this bill, this 684, has gotten a lot of attention, and we had said earlier that once America takes a stand, a coalition, an international coalition, will be built around it. That was the game plan. And so far, for anyone who's been watching the diplomatic field, you would understand that right now there is that conferencing around Senate Resolution 684. This means that we must continue to push for more, for this coalition to grow. We saw Emily Thornberry of Great Britain echo that call for Britain to embrace Senate Resolution 684 and work in that same light. And that effort was also pushed by Ambazonians and Ambazonian-led diplomacy in the UK. We have also seen different conferences that this same Ambazonian leadership have partnered with our diplomatic friends to push our message to the British community. So the Britain is drawing closer to Senate Resolution 684. And the same thing with Canada. Canada, I just recently, after the hearing, the Canadian hearing, where we saw the Ambazonian representatives who made the case for the Ambazonian people, and because of that, so a big shout out there to Comrade Effie Tembong, who participated in that Canadian hearing. And this was not just the first effort that Comrade Effie has been involved in. Comrade Effie have been doing a lot of underground work, both in the US, in Europe, and Canada, as you have seen there, all over the place. He's in Africa. Comrade Effie have been doing his best to make sure that the situation of the Ambazonian Cameroon conflict is addressed. And when we see people making such genuine efforts, and we know their capacities and their integrity, this is what we must salute and call on our revolutionary movements to support these types of efforts so that it can reach the end. All we want is for our case to be addressed by the international community as it's supposed to be. So I find this effort from people like Comrade Effie, who have actually been doing all of this work single-handedly from his own genuine efforts to see peace, justice, and peace given to the people of the Southern Cameroons. So this is a very laudable effort, and I have been following Comrade Effie for a long time now, and I salute his effort, and I want to encourage every Ambazonian diplomacy lover to give Comrade Effie a 1000% applause and support in any material, human resource and financial capacity that you can at your level. This is not an art, but it is just a community call for efforts to be put together. Personally, I salute all what he has done. He has been the one who told our story to the American lawmakers during the US hearing. He was there in Canada to make this case. He has been to African countries to represent the Southern Cameroons and talk about the issues with facts and figures to get the international community to engage and get involved in this crisis so we can find solutions. In Europe, he's been doing the same, and someone like this deserves our applause. I'm calling on our revolutionary movement to ramp up efforts and support towards people who are taking personal actions like this and doing the right work, going to places that our revolutionary movement cannot go. So I want our people to know who is at the forefront and who can deliver for our people. At this moment, I find the work that Comrade Effie and his organization OSS is doing as a very, very laudable initiative for our people to give them support the best way we can. I'll be doing my own personal effort to see, just as I'm doing right now, to make sure that people know where to put more pressure, because we need that right now. Also, we've also seen the work of the CDN, like Christopher Fournier also represented during the Canadian hearing. The CDN have their modus operandi. They are a professional-based organization. They've been making quite a lot of efforts towards resolving this conflict, which we Ambazonians also salute. But I am focusing here on someone who is doing this as an individual effort like Comrade Effie, and I want Ambazonians to give this kind of initiative the push that it deserves, and our revolutionary movements have a big role to play in times like this to make sure that continuous pressure is mounted upon the government of La République du Cameroon to come to the negotiating table so that we can resolve this conflict sooner than later. So Senate Resolution 684 is gaining ground. We need more support around this so that the international community can finally find reasons to bring La République to the table. The Canadians are already calling for an international fact-finding mission. This is very big, and probably the United Kingdom will follow suit. And Germany, we saw a German member of parliament there echoing the same kind of sentiment. We all know the vocal Sébastien Nadeau of the French MP, who also buys into this initiative and have been very vocal, calling for an international fact-finding mission and asking for international intervention, calling the situation in Ambazonia a genocide. That was very bold and frank. We simply want the international community to take actions in times like this. Continuous calls for ceasefire have been ignored by President Paul Biya of La République du Cameroon, and no concrete steps have been taken by neither the United Nations or sincerely any other nation to pressure Cameroon to cease fire or to stop the killings of Southern Cameroonians. So this effort must continue. As much as self-defense operations continue on the ground, I said this a few years ago, that we cannot kill our way to independence. We are an independent people. We need a recognition. That is why diplomacy is a vital part of the struggle. So we need this diplomacy to get the international community to understand and accept us. So we are a people, just like as an individual. For you to get into a garden, you need to be accepted, and it is only through diplomacy that we receive that acceptance. At the same time, as a people, we have to continue to make sure that we kick an illegal occupier out of our territory. So ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, this is a clarion call for all Ambazonians, and particularly our revolutionary movement, to find reasons to support real diplomacy. There is no mincing of words here. We all know who is working harder and who can deliver more. Put those efforts in one basket. Let's get this done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a message to the Ambazonian diplomatic community. My name is Silas Atifo. Thank you for listening. This ain't